Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So to start off today's video, we're going to be priming our under eyes here with the Ula Hendrix Banana Eye Primer, or under eye primer I believe, or eye cream. This stuff is literally amazing. It smells good. I really do think it highlights my under eyes so I don't look as tired and I look a little bit more awake. And then we're also going to prime the eyelids today with the Morphe Eyelid Primer in translucent, and I just go ahead and put a few dots on the eyelid and then blend that out using my finger, making sure we have a nice even canvas for today's makeup look. To start off, we're going to be jumping in with the Morphe 35R palette, I believe this is called, and we're just going to set all that with the white shade here and just making sure our primer is nice and set and even. And we're going for more of a soft look today, so I'm jumping into the Soft Glam palette, picking up this orange transition shade here, and we're just going to lightly buff this into the transition shade. I have a more soft glam vibe kind of idea going on in my head today, so I think this is going to turn out really lovely, but I just go ahead and put this color from outer corner to inner corner in the transition area, making sure we have a nice even base here. Then I'm going to pick up the dark brown shade in the palette, go in with a more precise brush, and we're going to put this into the crease. I started off in the middle of the crease and then worked my way to the inner corner and then outer corner just to make sure we have a nice depth tone in there and everything looks nicely blended. So when I have little to no product left on the brush, I'm going to work my way upwards towards the transition color and just make sure that is nice and even, and just have a nice depth contrast color in the crease. And then we're just going to go over all that with our transition brush with no more product on it, just making sure again everything is nice and blended with those two shades. Then jumping into the Zodiac palette, we're going to go in with the Taurus shade here, or I'm sorry, that's the Virgo shade. And after I hit my elbow like a fool, I'm going to take that on a more precise brush and begin to work our outer corner here. So I first start to kind of drag it out like a wing liner, but then I will begin to go in little circular motions and deepen up the color out here, and then work our way towards the inner portion of the eye, but mainly keep this out in the outer corner. So just picking up a little bit at a time because we don't want this to turn into a full deep look out here. We want it to keep pretty neutral in, but still have some depth in the outer corner. And then just going back in with that brush here, picking up more of the light brown shade from the Soft Glam palette and just begin to lightly go over all of those. And then I just took a little bit more of the Virgo shade here and just lightly worked it in the outer corner, just focusing that out here so we can get it a little bit more contrast, a little bit more depth going on here. And then we're going to go back into the Morphe palette and we're going to pick up the light shade again that we used to set our primer with, and I'm taking this on a Anastasia brush just to begin to pack that onto the rest of the lid. This here looks absolutely perfect. You could totally just put on the white base on the eyelids, call it a day. This is a great soft glam look here, but I will be adding something to the lids as well because I just wanted to spice it up a little bit and add a little bit of shimmer. But I just lightly take that color here and begin to pack it onto the lids and just go in little pat motions, and then we'll be adding a fun little pop of shimmer on the lid, which is this shade here in the Bretman Rock and Morphe palette. And I just take it using the same brush. I just pick up a little bit at a time, pack over the white base that we had put down. And I really like the way this turned out because it wasn't too bright of a lid shade, but it was also very like a muted brown color, which looked really nice because you had like a little bit of shimmer. It wasn't too much, but it was just like the right amount for a lid shade. So I just took a little bit more of that and just begin to lightly pat that over the lid, basically everywhere we put the matte white shade or cream shade from the Morphe palette. And then next I'm just lightly patting over those two colors, making sure everything is nice and blended. There isn't any more product on this brush than what was on there before. For our primer, of course, we're going in with the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. You guys already know the drill with this primer. It is lovely. I absolutely adore it. I mainly just put it on my more oily areas, and that way my foundation stays intact throughout the whole day, especially in this hot ass weather in Arizona. We need to have a good primer. The foundation I chose today is Wet n Wild, and I'm just going to take a little bit of that from the little dopper that they give you in there, and then just apply this onto the face. Once I have my foundation laid, then I'm going to be going in with my damp beauty sponge here in a little bit and begin to blend that in. I just like to put my foundation kind of in random spaces here and just start to pat that in. This foundation literally is so lightweight, so freaking amazing. I don't feel like I wear a lot. Like, it doesn't make me super cakey nor super dry or oily. Everything about this foundation is perfect. I feel like it's the perfect everyday foundation because it's not too heavy, but you can definitely build it up. For concealer, we're going to be using the Morphe concealer here to highlight the under eye area and then the forehead, chin, and nose. And then we're going to again go in with our damp beauty sponge and begin to blend that in as well. This concealer does dry down pretty fast, so you do want to work pretty quickly here and just buff that in because it does dry down pretty fast. You don't want to have a lot of harsh lines or a lot of creases, so just work as quickly as you can. If you need to do one section at a time, definitely recommend it, but you will have to work a little bit with this concealer here, but it is amazing. To set that, I'm going to be using the Airspun Loose Powder in Translucent, and I'm just taking that on a brush here and lightly patting over the concealer. We don't want to bake, or I at least didn't want to bake because I'm not going for a full glam look, just a soft, simple one for today. And so I just wanted to lightly dust over some powder where I put the concealer just to make sure it doesn't move or budge when we are running our errands. For the rest of the face, though, I am going in with our Maybelline Fit Me powder, and I'm just taking that on the lid and putting that some on the brush and just begin to pat that in because we definitely want to make sure our foundation doesn't melt off away either. Y'all know this weather, it's not a joke. For a bronzer, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. bronzer here, and this was my first time using it, so my thoughts on it, it is absolutely amazing. I think it is really good. There's a little bit of fallout, but that's as normal, I guess. This is my first time using it, so it didn't really bother me as much. But it did give off good color. It did blend out the color really well with my foundation. I didn't feel like there was a lot of patches there where they shouldn't be. It blended out really nicely. So I just applied this here on my forehead and on my cheeks as well, just to bring some color back into the face. But overall, this bronzer was really nice, other than the little bit of fallout, but overall it was really, really good, and I absolutely recommend it if you're just trying out bronzer or want to try an inexpensive one. For blush today, we're going to be using the Milani powder blush in Rose, and I'm just taking that on a brush here, and we're just going to lightly blush up our cheeks. I have been liking blush, guys. I think I've been adding it now to my routine almost every day, so I guess you can say blush is now part of my daily routine, which I don't really mind. I think I slept on it for a little too long, but so far it has been working out really nicely. And then for highlight today, we're going to be using the Bretman Rock Highlight Palette, picking up that shade there, and we're just going to highlight the little points of our faces, so tops of our cheeks, on both sides, the cupid's bow, and the tip of our nose, just to add a nice highlight. Again, this is a very subtle glam look, and so I just wanted to definitely put some highlight, but not a lot to where it's like super blinding. I mean, you totally could, but just for this look today, I wanted to keep it very minimal. Next, we're going to jump into the Soft Glam palette, picking up that light shade there, and we're going to begin to run this in our lower lash line. I don't want the lower lash line to be super dark or super bold, so I just start off with this color here and run that from outer corner to inner corner to get a nice transition shade along the lower lash line, just so that it isn't empty or naked or looks a little bit not connected. I mean, you totally could leave it there, but I just wanted to kind of complete the look. And then I'm going to go in with that dark brown shade on a more precise brush and just push this color as tight to the lower, or as tight to your lashes as possible. I didn't do a lot here. I feel like I just put it on the lash line, and then I went in with that same brush we had earlier and just blended all those shades out together. For inner corner, I'm going back into the highlight palette by Bretman Rock, and we're just going to mix those two shades there and begin to highlight our inner corner just to add a little bit of something there, because I felt like something was missing. But I think this totally completed the look and added a little bit of shine to the more soft look here. And then for eyeliner, we're going to be going in with the Honey Suckle liner. I think this is by ColourPop. It's absolutely amazing. It doesn't budge on me. I don't get a lot of like creasing in my outer corner as normally I do with regular eyeliners, and I feel like this just really added a great look to it. For lips, I'm going to be lining my lips with the NYX lip liner in London, and just fill that in as well before we go in with our lipstick today. This freaking lip liner is my absolutely favorite. For lips, we're going in with the Milani matte liquid lipstick here, and we're just going to put that over our liner. It smells like a dream. I could literally smell it all day. It's just so amazing. This nude lip together, this combo is perfect, especially I feel like for this look, it just added a really nice touch to it. And then that is pretty much it, guys, for today's video. I did add some mascara, but other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this soft, glam, kind of everyday look I have going on here. I really hope you all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. Give this video a thumbs up, and my Etsy shop is also down. I will see you next time. Bye.